Do you play any Blizzard games like World of Warcraft, Overwatch 2, or Diablo? This video will keep you up to date with all the major news that have been going on so you can stay caught up in only one video. Let's go, baby! Yeah, Widow's dead, Widow dead! Easy game. Without further ado, let's get into the news this week. The first patch of Dragonflight is almost here, and there's lots to talk about. New content and features will be added, and we have some data mined voice lines that might reveal something we've never seen in WoW before, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Patch 10.1 is right around the corner. It's only 2.5 weeks away, and with that, Season 1 of Mythic Plus for Dragonflight will be coming to an end. This will be your last chance to get the Keystone Master Season 1 mount, the Hailstorm Armored in, so you will need 2000 M+ rating by the end of the season if you do want to get this mount, so get those dungeons done before then. The same goes for the Dragonflight Season 1 PvP mount, the Vicious Sabertooth, and as well the same for the Gladiator mount and the Elite Armor sets, like all PvP seasons. They will not be obtainable after the season ends. A week following the release of 10.1, the new raid Aberrus, the Shadowed Crucible, will open. I would recommend trying to get your character as geared as possible if you're planning to do any form of progression during this tier. And I'd also recommend you buy some consumables right now because, as we know, the prices tend to always go up at the release of a new tier, new content. So people will be coming back to the game, it'll be more active, people will be using more consumables, so the prices will go up. So you can stock up on them now, get them at a cheaper price if you plan on playing during this patch. If you guys want more of a specific guide or some of the changes or new features coming with 10.1, then just be sure to let me know down in the comments below. So I'm sure a large reason why lots of you clicked on this video has to do with the Evoker class. Maybe you play the class or you want to try it. Maybe it's an alt, and lots of people have, it's been rumored and have been hoping for a third spec. Currently, they have a damage and a healing spec, but lots of people are wanting a third spec, maybe tank, something like that. And WoW had actually made a post where they data mined some voice lines from Neltharion in 10.1. And it's something that, if it comes out to be true, will be something we've never seen before in WoW. And that might actually be a new role. So I'll give you guys a chance to listen to these voice lines, and then I'll talk a little bit about them after.
You three shall be the examples all Drakthir will follow. Sarkareth, my devastator, you shall rend your foes with the powers of the red and blue dragonflights. Viridia, my preserver, you shall heal our allies with the grace of green and bronze dragonflights. And Emberthal, you will wield the essence of the black dragonflight to augment all those around you with my power. By my command, kneel and obey.
As you guys heard, they practically named the two existing Evoker specs that are currently in the game. And lots of people have been hoping for a third spec. You know, the quest lines have revolved around the black dragonflight a lot with the Drakthir, but we don't actually have a spec that represents them. We know from text and lore that the devastation spec was based around the red and blue dragonflight, and preservation more so around the green and yellow. But as for the black dragonflight, they're not really represented with a spec, and we know that they're supposed to embody strength and unity, almost like a leadership role to some degree. And we've seen these larger Drakthir around Veldraken that are guards, that could maybe almost work like a demon hunter with metamorphosis, with the Vengeance tank spec being kind of like a bigger, bulkier mode that you transform into. But from what I'm hearing and what I've done from my research and hearing other people that know a lot about reading into this kind of voice lines and this lore, like I said, something that we've never seen is that lots of these people are speculating that it won't actually be a tank. it might actually be a support role, a new role in the game that we've never seen in WoW. There's always been the 3 specs ever since launch, and it's never been any real consideration that there might be more. This spec would kind of revolve around maybe debuffing enemies, but providing buffs to allies. I'm not sure how that would work in a more solo play, like leveling or open world content. But you could always just switch to the damage spec. So it's not like you'd be completely handicapped in those situations. But this would add an entirely new dynamic to the game that I think could be really interesting. And if it never happens, maybe they scrap it, or maybe it was never a plan in the first place. I just think it's an interesting dialogue that it would add a completely new dynamic. I think it would be a really fun playstyle, and I'm sure other MMOs have a similar thing. But yeah, I just thought these voice lines were really interesting. You may have found yourself in a similar situation this week. You go to check out Twitch, maybe watch some live streams, some WoW players, and maybe you're expecting some high level M plus, maybe some mythic rating, but you go to check and the top 5 channels are all playing hardcore, and they're getting tons of viewers, and it's really just blown up recently. So I do want to talk a little bit about WoW Classic and what's been going on, because it's definitely been pretty interesting and unexpected. A huge wave of players that have been participating in and reacting to people trying the hardcore challenge in Classic WoW. If you're unfamiliar with the concept, players must install an add-on that will tell you the rules you must follow. You can't trade, receive mail, or use the auction house with other players, and the most important thing is that if you die at any point, you must delete your character. This challenge can certainly be very stressful, where a simple risk can cause you to lose it all. This is the exact reason why so many videos and clips of huge streamers like Zaryu, Savix, Seedu, and Peekaboo have been going viral. So, are you a WoW veteran who thinks they have what it takes to conquer this challenge? If so, then I've left a link in the description that will take you to the official website for more information. All I can say is good luck. If you are going to scroll down anyway, then be sure to subscribe and leave a like on the video. As for Hearthstone, the 23rd expansion released on April 11th. There's not much to say about this. There will be some new cards you guys can get. Some cards have been changed or moved to the wild section and retired. As always, the meta will shift immensely with the new expansion, so be sure to check it out, try out some content, look up some deck builds, see what you guys can do, maybe play some ranked. But new expansion's out, so go give it a try. See if you enjoy it. And lastly, for today's video, sadly, if you're a Diablo fan, there isn't really much news this week. There's some changes that have been going on, some hot fixes, maybe some updates, but now that the beta is well in the past, the countdown for release is basically all that's really left until we see the actual full game. The release will take place on June 1st for NA, and then June 2nd for EU and Asia servers, only if you pre-order the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition. If you choose not to do that, it'll be available on June 5th for NA servers and the 6th for EU and Asia servers. One final small thing that I do want to mention is that if you do have Amazon Prime, I'm not sure when this video will come out, but you can go take a look, and there is currently, as the time of I'm making this video, you can get a free skin for Junkrat in Overwatch 2, a random epic card in Hearthstone, and a free mount for WoW. So if you guys have Amazon Prime, you can go check it out, claim those for free while there's still time for that. So I would definitely recommend that. But other than that, that's all the news I have for you guys this week. If you think that I missed anything important that you want me to talk about, or maybe you want to know more about a specific topic that I covered, be sure to leave a comment down below. I'm always open to feedback. If you found this video useful at all, be sure to drop a sub for more news and updates on all Blizzard games. So have a good one. I hope you enjoyed this video.